Welcome back to another interesting video about A2A or agent-to-agent protocol. In this video, we are going to discuss about A2A core objects. What are the core elements and core schema objects we are using in A2A communication? Tomorrow, we will discuss what are the core methods used in this communication. And then later on, we can go for hands-on coding practice to create the agents. So let's continue. Stay tuned. Let's have a quick look onto A2A protocol to refresh what we know about A2A protocol. If you are not sure about the A2A protocol, you can also check my video on explaining what is an A2A protocol. So an A2A protocol used for communication between two agents, a client local agent. So here it's on the left side, and to a remote agent. So on the right side pictured here. The remote agent can be in a different company, can be in a different organization, and can be in a remote network. So it communicates through certain protocols. Today we are going to discuss what are the objects or components in the communication. We already discussed the agent card and open discovery, which is used to select a proper remote agent to do the task execution. After the agent has been selected, decided, we need certain objects to continue the collaboration between the selected remote agent and the client agent. So today we are going to discuss that. So what are the core objects in the agent-to-agent communication? So it is task, parts, messages, artifacts, task status update event, task artifact update event, task send parameters, and push notification. And we are going through each of these core objects quickly. The first one is the task. A task is the minimum set of stateful unit of work that is sent to a remote agent by the client agent. And this is a schema of a task object in the coding practice. So it always have a unique identifier to differentiate between different tasks. It can also have a session ID. If there is a multiple task for each particular a big task, then we can keep it using a session so that it will be a continuation of the task execution. Then the task is having a status. It can also store the history of messages in between. It can also store the artifact and the metadata. Now these are the status for each task, which is submitted, working, input required, completed, cancelled, failed, and unknown. We will see what is the difference when we are discussing the method and the exchange between this. But most of the status is self-explanatory. Working means the status of task is not completed, it's still in progress. Input required means remote agent need more information to complete the task. Cancelled, failed, completed means the task is completed or cancelled or it's failed. Unknown means also kind of a failed, but it doesn't know why it is failed. So it's like uncatching errors. Now let's go through the first type of object, which is a part. A part type of object is used in messages as well as artifacts. We will see what is a message and artifacts, but for us, it's a single piece of information. It could be a text, file, or a metadata type of thing. And a part is a type of string, or it can be any other type. Now there are separate types of parts. It could be a text part like a string. It can be a file part. Then we need to see what type of file we are sending it. Or it can be a data part. Then it is a JSON schema of that type of data. And then in the part type, we need to say, is it a text, file, or data part? Now the message. Message is used to communicate between the agents. So the message is used by both client agent and remote agent to share the information. And the client agent, it is used to send the input to the remote agent. So as you can see, the message consists of parts, and it can have one or more parts, and also the metadata. Now, when it comes to artifacts, it's used by the remote agent to send the response or the result of the task execution. And as you can see, the artifact is contained now the parts also. So the result can also contain text messages or structured data or file information. It can contain one or more parts. So multiple files can also be sent as part of artifacts. Now let's see again this message artifacts things. So each parts is part of artifacts. Also the messages used for communication and collaboration between agents, and it also send inputs to the remote agent. And artifacts is used for sending result from remote agent to the client agent. And parts is component of message and artifacts. It's a single unit of information. So once again, task, because we are going to the task state and task parameters and events. So a task is a single piece of work which is used to send to the client agent, used to send client agent to the remote agent. It can have a unique ID to uniquely identify the task. Now it can have the artifacts because that's the response back from the task, and the artifacts will contain the parts. Now you understand, right? Okay. Now this is task send parameters. This special type of event is used by the client to start the task execution or continue or restart a task. Okay, and it contains the message because it's coming from the client, so it's basically sending more inputs or the input parameters. Now, task status update event is used by the server to inform the client that there is a status update is happening, and this is the current status at the moment. And is it a final one? If it's a streaming task, usually final one is false in first or second task exchange. And then finally task artifact update event. This will also be sent from the server to the client agent to notify the client agent that okay, the task is completed and this is the artifact is coming. And we will see the methods and different communication events in the later video. Push notification. Push notification is used to send the updates from the server to the client. So there are two interfaces used in this. First is the configuration, which is the URL, where is the client location the server has to send the notification, what type of authentication is needed. And then we need to use this configuration, whatever we configured here with the URL and all, to send the notification with the corresponding ID. So the task ID, when we are sending the task ID, we also need to inform the remote agent that, okay, this client agent is expecting the push notification, and this is the push notification configuration. So once the status is updated, the server will send the notification using this notification configuration for the required task ID. And the client agent can understand whether a particular remote server agent support the push notification using checking the agent cards. So we already discussed the agent cards. Check out that video. So now we have gone through the core objects used in the A2A protocol. So let's check again in this communication where these objects are used. So we have already checked the agent card in one of my last video. And now we gone through the task, we gone through the message and parts. We also gone through the artifacts. And now we need to understand different methods used in this communication channel. Okay. So once we understand the method also, then we can come to this entire communication diagram, how these different building blocks of task methods is used in the A2A protocol, that we are going to cover in the coming videos in the future. And then we will go through the hands-on programming to create a real A2A agent. If you like this video and do you want to support me, please like and share this video. Also subscribe this video so you know that when I am publishing the next series of this A2A protocol and when we doing the hands-on programming. Thank you very much. I wish